Hi guys, Larissa with BeCozi.net is here. Today I would like to share with you our new arrivals, this beautiful super chunky chenille yarn. It's in our store. It's a great alternative to super chunky merino wool because it's warmer outside and this yarn is much lighter and it does provide some warmth when you make a blanket from it, but it's not as heavy and it's not as warm as super chunky merino. We have 6 colors available: very light silver, dark gray, we have beautiful blue and pink. If you want to make a bright color, we have this beautiful burgundy color and white. 6 colors. And this super chunky chenille yarn is great because it's kids and pets friendly. You can make a blanket or a rug or a pet bed for your favorite pet, for a dog or a cat. Your kid can play with it. They will love it because it's really beautiful. The texture is really nice and soft. You will not need much because it's so super chunky. For example, this blanket, 30 by 50, made from super chunky chenille yarn. It's only 3 skeins. And today I will actually show you how to knit a beautiful blanket, hand knit, from super chunky chenille. And this blanket will be done in silver color, this light gray, and the blanket will be 40 by 60. This is pretty big blanket. We call it medium size, but it's enough to cover a medium-sized person from toes to a neck, basically up to your nose. If you're sitting on the couch watching TV, or this blanket is a really good size to take with you, throw it in your car when you go somewhere to a picnic. So just throw it on the grass and enjoy a beautiful day laying on this beautiful, chunky, softest blankie. Then when you're back, just throw it in the laundry and wash it. It's washable and it can be washed on the gentle side, cold cycle, and then just lay flat to dry or hang it somewhere to dry. So if you're ready to make this beautiful super chunky chenille blanket, let's do it. And don't forget, you can find this beautiful yarn at BeCozi.net. And let's do it. Okay, let's get started. So for the 40 inches wide blanket, you will need to cast on 20 stitches. We will do it the same way as we're doing it with hand knitting super chunky merino. This is your tail and working yarn. Make a slip, simple slip knot like that. Insert your hand, grab working yarn, pull it out. This is your first stitch, and you can make it bigger, you can make it smaller by moving the working yarn. I would suggest to have it about 2 inches wide. This way your blanket will be not too loose, not too tight. So insert your hand, grab working yarn, pull it out. You have 2 stitches. Insert your hand, grab working yarn, pull it out. 3, 4, 5, 6. Try to make all the stitches on your chain about the same size, about 2 inches each. And as I said, you will need 20 to have a blanket with 40 inches wide width. So let's see how many we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. So we have 20 stitches on our chain. And now what you need to do, you will need to turn your chain on the back side, that you would see these knots on the back. See these knots? These knots we will be using for making our first row. So skip knitting the first stitch, just keep it like that, and then find the first bump, it's over here. Insert your finger inside that bump, grab working yarn, pull it out. This is your second stitch. Here's the next bump. Insert your finger underneath, so inside, and grab working yarn and pull it out. And here all the bumps, we will be using bumps to make our first row. If you were watching my previous videos, you know that I was knitting first row a little bit different. And the reason why I'm using bumps now and I'm not going in the bottom of the stitch, because this way, when you're using your bumps for the first row, you will have this beautiful chain on the back of the blanket, on the bottom of the blanket. So keep knitting this way using bumps and inserting your finger basically inside, grab working yarn and pull it out until you go through all 20 stitches. And we're almost done here, and then I will show you the next row. Again, with every row you are missing your first stitch, you are skipping knitting it, and the reason you're doing it, because this way you will have a beautiful chain on the side, similar to the chain on the bottom. It will be looking like that. So now when we're moving to the next row, skip your first stitch, insert your hand, grab working yarn, pull it out. That will be your next row stitch. Insert your hand, grab working yarn, pull it out. Keep knitting this way until you have all your stitches knitted, and you will need to connect chenille yarn. When you're connecting it, it's just a simple knot. There is no any other way to connect chenille yarn. It's very simple, and it's also will not be noticeable on the blanket when it's done, because chenille yarn is very soft to touch. So keep knitting this way until you are done with all your skeins, and then I will come back and show you how to cast off. Okay, so when you will reach the end of your skein, then adding another skein of super chunky chenille is very simple. What you need to do, you just need to make a very simple knot. Just make a simple knot, and then you will hide it on the back of your blanket. You will weave in the ends after the blanket is done. As you will need to connect a couple times, so be ready that it will be at least a couple more times connection, and that's fine because it's very soft and nice yarn. You will not really feel those bumps or those knots on the ready blanket. So keep knitting this way until you use all 4 skeins, and then I will show you how to cast off. Okay guys, we are on our last row. I have just about 2.5 yards of yarn left. So now we will cast off, and casting off will be pretty similar to the one that we're doing with a super chunky merino wool. You're grabbing one of the stitches, working yarn goes on the back, add another one. So this way you have 2 stitches on your left hand, and casting on and hand knitting is possible from the left or from the right. It doesn't matter. It works the same way. You cast on by cast off by first put 2 stitches on your hand, grab working yarn with another hand and push it through those stitches. You have now 1 stitch. Now the stitch stays on your hand, add another stitch to your hand, push working yarn through those 2 and you have 1. 1 stitch on your hand, add another one, push working yarn through, you needed 1 more. So this way you go through all stitches, 2 knitted in 1, 2 working yarn through, knitted in 1, and this way you go through all stitches. We have 20 of them, and when you're done you will have only 1 stitch left. Try not to miss any stitch, because otherwise it will destroy your blanket. It will unwind itself down, so try not to miss any stitches. Okay, here we have the last stitch. So we went through all stitches. Make sure that you went through all of them. So you have 1 left, and what you do, you will insert working yarn inside this last stitch, pull it out, and this will be your finished blanket. Now you need to weave in this on the back. Just use the last row stitches on the back and pull this tail through them. This way you will basically hide it on the back and you will not even see that. See? It's really nicely done. So I want to show you why I was skipping the first stitch on every row. See this beautiful chain on the side? That's the reason we're skipping the first row, the first stitch on every row. The same on this side. See this beautiful chain? That's because you're skipping the first stitch on every row. So your blanket is ready. This is a beautiful light gray color. We call it silver now. BeCozi.net store. You can buy it. It's only $19.90, and you will need 4 skeins like that for a blanket 40 by 60. Stay warm and be cozy.